undefeated flyweight prospect Nate Smith, the Savage. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, just taking things day by day, my man.
No doubt, man. That's the life we live in right now, right?
Man, especially during this time, it's difficult for everybody. But I come from an area you make do what you got. So I just gotta do what I gotta do at this point.
Yeah, every other sport it seems like they're at a standstill, but MMA just keeps moving. That's what's great about it, right?
Right, and no, not many people really even thought about how we're going to end up getting the ball rolling, how this going to interact, how training is going to be, because everybody got to be within contact. You can't just train by yourself and then expect for yourself to be a champion, especially in this type of sport or a top contender. It takes a lot. You need your partners, you need those coaches, you need everyone around you. But yet during this time, everybody got to be 6 feet. So. So it's kind of you got like I said you got to do what you got to do at this point.
Hey, what did you think about that makes me think about Stephen A. Smith when he said that when Justin Gaethje and Tony Ferguson fought, the reason why they didn't go to the ground is because he was worried about the coronavirus, man.
Yo, we were after he made that statement, me, Gaethje, and then quite a few others on the team were laughing about that. Coach Whitman was like, "What the hell is he talking about? Like, does he even understand this sport at all?" He's like, the only thing he can fear is like, I don't know, the psychopathic way of fucking Tony Ferguson rubbing off on Gaethje. Everybody thinks
Yeah.
Gaethje, just like had this little weird sense of personality, which he does, but he's a character. He's his own
Mhm.
thing. It's just like, yeah, that's the only thing we're afraid of rubbing off on him is Tony Ferguson's mental state. So we didn't want him to start doing the Tony Ferguson challenge outside of practice
Yeah.
for a warm up. Shit
Yeah.
was hilarious.
Definitely, man. Well, let's go back to, the beginnings, man. You had a long, extensive amateur career. Do you feel like a lot of guys nowadays, they jump too fast into the pros and it kind of fizzles out for them because they don't have that experience?
Yeah, man, I've been in this game for a very long time, and even the records that show as me as an amateur, I had over 33. That's the funny part. There's not many on fights that's on there that I've seen. I know before Nate Hernandez, I believe that was my very first fight, technical fight. Was on there, but I mean, there's there's a lot of young guys that going in there following the hype around the crowd and saying like, "Oh, I'm ready to go," but have zero confidence within their striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, everything. Because MMA is different. It's mixed martial arts. You have to learn a bunch of disciplines, different disciplines at that, and utilize it to to your advantage and learn from it. A lot of people try to jump in and think, "Oh, I'm a pro. I'm about to make big money. I'm gonna get to the UFC. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that," and have a very very short career. And it took me a very long time, man. It took me a very long time to get to the point where I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. It was some pros, veterans, even UFC veterans, they were saying like, "Oh yeah, you're ready," but I was like, "Nah, I don't think so, not yet." But like I said, it took me a minute to get to that point. And when 2017 hit, I was like, "All right, let's do this." And now here we are.
How did you know you were ready? Even though people are telling you you're ready, but you felt like, nah, I'm gonna take my time. How did you know?
I think just from understanding not only myself and trusting myself within the matter because I'm putting my all into it. It's like wrestling. I had to trust my not only my coaches and what they teach me and having that blueprint. I had to trust and simplify not only my skill set because how much I put in and getting the understanding of like how much I put in is how much I get out of it. So once I got to the point where I was like, I'm confident on the ground. I'm confident, on the feet. I'm confident distance wise and understanding rhythm, breaking rhythm, strategy, and utilizing the cage and what you can do and certain manipulations. Certain little trick things. And one of my old teammates, Pat Downey, used to tell me, I pulled out some of my slickest stuff and hit him with it. He's like, you can't out slick oil. So within that statement, that kind of stuck with me, because I'm slick. Don't get me wrong. I have some slick stuff on my feet when it comes to wrestling, but that man right there is slick. slick. So from like I said, just trusting myself, trusting my skill set, man. It took a very hot minute, and when I got to that confidence, I was like, I'm good all around. To the point where I feel like there's no one that can beat me. The only person that can beat me is me. Then I was like, let's do this. I'm not afraid to. I don't take losses. I take lessons. So like within that, I'm not afraid. Like everybody gets too caught up and wrapped up when they're being 1-0, 2-0, having this whole pressure deal. I'm like, I wrestled, in front of the whole entire world before. You talking about pressure? Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't understand. Like I've been there, done that. I wrestled against the top people around the world, and man, when you get to the confidence and having like I'm the baddest MFer around, you're gonna end up feeling that way because you have that confidence in yourself, not only in your training, your attribute, and you know how hard you push. Some people kind of say that to themselves to the point where they believe it, but their input doesn't show. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really talk that much. When I talk, you better listen. If you don't, then that's your own downfall.
Who have been, the key figures in your fight life that have developed you to this level right now that you're at?
Oh man, there's so many people, from coaches to athletes, like even my college coaches, Luke Moffett, and Mark Rao, Troy Bennett. Then alongside with my teammates like Pat Downey, Richie Lewis, shout out to my boys, and the rest of the Iowa Central wrestling team. Then alongside with like Anthony Smith that played a huge part, huge part. Houston Alexander, Danny Molina, Scott Morton, they played a huge part. And then alongside also with my coaches that I have now, even my uncle Carrington Banks, they played a huge significant part in my life and helped me get to the point where I am today. Because I pick people minds. I love picking people that older than me that's been in the sport, for so long, even as professional, not even speaking upon the UFC, just understanding what I could do and the things they didn't have versus what I have now. And a lot of people don't take advantage of that. They don't sit back and be quiet. They just want to talk. You can learn a lot by being quiet. The most quiet person is the most dangerous person because they listen and hear everything. They pay attention to everything. Why not be that person?
Yeah.
Why not? So I just sat back, training. Even though a bunch of these guys are out of my weight classes, I just didn't care because that was just the wrestling mentality of me. So I just kind of took on those challenges, took on the difficulty, and persevered through it all, and continued to push forward. And just consistently being relentless.
Yeah, I think a lot of people from the outside, they'll just look at your record before you go on the Contender series and say, "Oh, this guy, he's 6-0. He just won every fight, so he's never been through adversity." But what are some of the major changes do you think you've have made throughout the years that have paid dividends for you? With adversity in mind.
Oh man, it's a mental thing. Because with my mentality, I refuse to be broken, and that's there's certain things that you can teach and you can't teach heart. And that's another thing that I had that since I was a little boy. Um, Man, it took like over the years, it took from a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of beatings in the gym and giving out beatings in the gym and still being not satisfied because I feel like there's so much more. It's kind of that natural sense where not to go do something or something told you your gut instinct or whatever you may call it told you not to do it, and then boom, a result come out of it which was negative and you didn't do it, so you're not a part of that negative outcome. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I don't know, it's a natural sense. Something just told me like, hey, we got more room to grow. We got more involvement. And in each fight I evolve and I continue to show that I evolve. I'm never the same person. I'm never going out there doing the same thing. I try to figure out a formula to beat myself. That's the funny thing. And I don't think many people, they don't have answers for me. I don't think they have answers to beat me. Again, like the only person that can beat me is me. So I kind of figure out ways how to beat myself and then capitalize on it by working on it in the gym and fixing it. You could come out there with a game plan thinking, oh, he's going to do this and do this. And little do you know, I've been working on it for over 6 or 7 months and been utilizing it. Then got beyond that point of you thinking you expose me or then you can break my rhythm and break my timing, or defeat me in that order. Where I'm already playing like 10, 12 steps ahead. I play chess, not checkers, so a lot of people don't get that. And I love playing chess. And people don't get that. People don't get that about me. So over the years, I made a ton of adjustments, and it took a lot, man. It took a lot.
JP buys. He's the man in your way to a UFC contract. What are your thoughts on him and his style of fighting?
Mediocre. I don't see nothing special, nothing I haven't already seen. Another wrestler, Greco wrestler like myself, who honestly just want to either strike or keep or no turn into a wrestling match. Granted, I like to wrestle, but I don't like to wrestle, so I really don't want to utilize my energy. But if I do, I'm gonna make you pay for it. Um, I will whisper in your ear all day. I can do this all day. Take you down with ease, and we can do this all day. But this ain't a wrestling match. This is a fight. So I really honestly feel like he has no answer for me. He's just gonna come out there, try to turn this technical fight into a brawl, bring me to a brawl, and try to bring me to his world. That's not gonna happen. We're gonna end up keeping my distance. We're gonna end up, utilizing our range. I'm taller, longer, stronger, and definitely faster. Definitely good, better than him in every area, and that's how I personally feel. And he can take that however I want, however he wants. So, uh, to me, he's just another individual in my way and stopping me from what I'm trying to do, which is shake this world to its core, especially within the flyweight division, since it's up for grabs still, regardless of the so-called champion that we have right now. And I don't like it, and not one bit. And I know for a fact that I can be a top contender. I can be a threat in this division. And a lot of people kind of look past me and underestimate me. But yet, with my record shows, I even took on some tough cats, took on some prospects, one of which is on the same card, trying to get a UFC contract. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if within that you continue to sleep on me, you're gonna fall asleep for real. Just keep watching. I promise you, you won't be disappointed.
How has the training been? You did fight earlier this year in February, and then maybe a couple weeks after that, the pandemic started. So, what has the training been like for you the last couple months?
Oh man, it's been brutal. Cause even during when everything shut down, we were expecting something, and obviously when everything shut down, everything closed down, even combat sports itself. So I was doing a little bit of training, like quarter percentage of training, not 100% like I normally did. It felt weird, unusual, but once everything started getting back in motion, and it took, like I said, it took a little bit. I even started getting with some of my teammates. We started doing some things in the park. We started training together. We didn't care training. One of our teammates, backyard. They have a big backyard. Have some mats, or somebody bring over some mats, lay them out. We got our training, and we're not missing a beat. We're not trying to miss a beat. We're continuing to learn, and not everything has to do with physical training. You can train the brain itself. I study fights. I watch fights. We sit down with our coaches. We discuss this. This is how you evolve as a fighter, as a mixed martial artist. So, man, once we got like I said, once we got like the motion rolling, going back into the gym, it was brutal. Like I felt it, and I had to keep pushing to myself to the point where I'm at now, where I'm like, all right, I'm good to go. I'm like, I got my rest. I got my body got its rest, because this is the longest break I have ever took in my entire life. Technically, people like to go into camps when they know they have a fight, but I'm never out of camp. I'm always training. Like, there's not a day I don't train. I don't just choose to be like, oh, I'm gonna be gone for 6 weeks, and I got a fight book, and I'm gonna come back for a few months training. That's not how that works. Especially with me, I'm a 24/7 everyday guy. Like, I'll take my days off on the weekends, sometimes, even at that. But the training was brutal, But we got ready for that. We were pushing. We were pushing to get to the point of the actual good 100% rotation of your physical health, my physical health at that. So it just, man, it took a lot. So within this time frame, to see where I'm at now, within a short amount of time, since everything is still slightly opening, it's a huge accomplishment in my book. I mean, I'm a wrestler. If we had a tournament this weekend, I had to make 125 pounds or 133 pounds. All right, coach, say less and make weight and do what we gotta do and go dominate. It doesn't change the main goal. It doesn't change, the vision that we're trying to have. The main vision is get the contract, stay within the organization, and I won't even just say make noise. I want to say raise hell, because that's what I'm trying to do.
How do you see this fight playing out? Are we gonna, do we expect a signature Nate Smith performance, or are we gonna see something different from you?
Oh man, it might be the same thing for me, but new to you, because like everybody, like my last performance in March, that Grego throw, I hit that throw since I was a kid. I do it all the time. It's just ironic. I never did it in a live fight. I even hit it in the training room. And there's certain things that I do in the training room that I don't do in the fight, because I kind of go along with the fight. I just wait for my opportunity. When I see it, I take it. I know you're hurt, but I'm not no fool. I know when people are playing possum. Like, man, I'm just keep tagging you from a distance. Let me see if you can make a bad shot, or you make no initiative. I'm gonna take the initiative. I'm gonna close the gap. I'm gonna hurt you. So with JP, I'm going to do whatever I want to this guy. Like, and I say that arrogantly. I'm going to do whatever I want to him, because the simple fact he's in my way. He had his chance and he didn't do well with it. I don't understand how you can winning a fight, dominating the fight with your wrestling, and gets tired. So you just blow your whole steam. So you don't even understand your time length. Okay. So that tell me you want to come out the gate firing real quick, huh? With me, you'll get caught. You'll go to sleep. And that's why I'm kind of expecting to put him out. Honestly, it doesn't matter if it's the first, second, third. Shit, if Dana White won 2 more rounds, we can do 2 more rounds. We can do 5 rounds. I keep saying that. I'm going to say it again. We can do 5 rounds. I don't care. I would go to that extent, and I would drag him in deep waters. And I promise you he won't survive.
All right. Well, there's all different types of competitors in the sport. There's usually 2 categories that individuals put themselves in. Do you feel like you're a martial artist or a prize fighter at this point in your career?
I feel like I'm a martial artist, man. I don't consider myself a prize fighter. It's kind of like a label, and I don't do labels. Martial arts to me is an art. I love art. Like, you see my little Goku, picture back there, man. That's dope, man. Like, I have a whole little wall here. My lady has been putting together, my girl been putting together for me. But I love art. And mixed martial arts been an art to me since I was a kid. I was training, doing mixed martial arts as a kid, but not competitively. I was just learning as, for, self-defense. And it's just beautiful. Like, there's certain tactics, there's certain way, how you can, joint manipulation, things in that nature, like with Sogodu Bujitsu. Like, there's so many things. Then with Taekwondo, karate, Kempo, even Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at that, like, it's so many things, and it made me fall in love with it. And I'm from Chicago. We love our art. We're really fans of art, street art, sculptures, things in that nature. So we're different. We're very diverse when it comes to art. And me, this is nothing but art. And wrestling is an art, and it shows. Like, this person hit this clean takedown off this clean setup, hit this angle to hit this angle, shot, reshot. It's the same thing. If you slow it down, there's beautiful pictures. It's nothing but art. That's how I feel as a mixed martial artist, and I truly believe I'm a mixed martial artist, which I feel a lot of these fighters nowadays are not. There are guys that are just pumped up on protein, thinking they're the baddest man on the planet, knowing they're the biggest chump there is. And honestly, whoever watched this interview, they can take it however they want it. All smoke is welcome on my end. And that's how I personally feel.
All right, man. Well, August 11th, Contender Series. JP Buys,
Yes,
The Savage, Las Vegas, UFC Apex. Thank you so much, Nate, for the time. And good luck on the fight, man. And hopefully next time we speak, you have that contract in hand.
Man, I hope so. We got to – only thing we can do is just take things day by day. We're going to look forward here to, in 3 weeks? We got 3 weeks now. So 3 weeks out till showtime. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait. I look forward to it.